Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. In day 15, sorry, I already recorded the one for day 16, so I'm a little off. Day 15, Rugrats Go Wild. I'll explain this in the next video, but I'll just plainly here. Um, the next one that I did, Channel Chasers, was uh, for the Odd Parents. Um, I decided to do that first and record that review first because I was able to watch it morning before I went to work and then in the van during work, in between work sites. Get that done and then just do this one. And this is the last animated one I'll have to do for 9 reviews before the last 3 are all animated. I've changed some things up. I'm no longer doing the 2 Rufus movies, although I will do those at a later date. But I realized, hey, there's those 2 other ones on Netflix that I need to do, so. But, yeah. So, Rugrats Go Wild is the long-awaited crossover between the Wild Thornberrys and the Rugrats. Apparently, and I take this with a grain of salt, apparently this was supposed to be a TV special that they decided to make a movie. Well, if that's the case, unlike Hey Arnold, the movie, they didn't have anything filmed before they started doing it, because this looks like the animation you get with the Rugrats the movie, or even the Wild Thornberrys movie that they did. And the story is that the Rugrats and their families, they're going on a vacation on a Lipschitz cruise, but surprise, Stu has decided not to go on a Lipschitz cruise, but to go on a dinghy, another like ship, because then if they were on a cruise, the family wouldn't be together. So he decided to do it this way, and they end up getting stranded on a desert island, which just so happens to have the Wild Thornberrys on it. Pardon me. All right. So, I've seen this before years ago, back when it first came out, because we were finding these at they're like Hollywood or Blockbuster or Cash Prize Video. We were renting them and we were watching them at my grandma's house. I remember watching this once and never watching it again. But my brother was big into this one for some reason. This was 2003, same years, 2003. And so, 2003 was a big year for him. It's when he really got into Power Rangers with Wild Force. It's when he got, this is what, he's into and stuff. SpongeBob was a big thing for him growing up. But this, look, when you think about getting the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys together, that's one thing. They're not actually together till the end of the movie, though. Because the way they decided to write this movie does not work with, they meet up and they do stuff. No. The Rugrats people get stranded on a desert island. And while the adults try to go off to try to figure out a plan, leaving Stu behind because they don't trust Stu because of what happened, to watch the babies, Stu decides to try to figure out a way to get off, so he leaves Angelica in charge, and Angelica runs off, and so do the babies. Right? And Chucky eventually gets taken away from the group, leading to my first problem with this. Somebody, while making this movie, right in the movie, went, "Hey, Chucky and Donnie look alike. Let's have them switch clothes." No, didn't like that. So, Chucky falls in the mud or something, so he's washing his clothes out, and Donnie shows up, takes his clothes, leaves his pants behind, so Chucky puts those on, and so the babies, for some reason, think that Donnie is Chucky, even though he looks nothing like Chucky. But Chucky never then runs into any of the Thornberrys to be mistaken as Donnie. So it's stupid. Also, if you were like me watching this, I'm going, wait, if they went into the wild thornberries, will they just be able to get off the island? Obviously, the writers thought of this too, so instead, they have to come up with the most cliche ways of making sure that they don't really find the wild thornberries. So the babies are just off doing their one thing. Chucky and Donnie switch places, with Chucky roaming all over the freaking jungle. Look, they've been lost in the woods, they've been lost in France, but this is probably the most dangerous thing that's ever happened to the babies. They're real dangerous animals here. There was a wolf after them in the first one, but there's a leopard and stuff. Spike comes across Eliza, and remember, Eliza can talk to animals, so we got to give Spike a voice. So they chose Bruce Willis, who is probably the highlight of this, as he says he's trying to find his babies, so they think puppies. And then there's a line that confused me. She's like, oh, I thought you meant your puppies. No, my pups are at home with the wife. She can't travel. Okay, I know he's talking about Fifi. Did not know that there was babies. I know there was one other dog that they had, but I didn't know that was Spike's pup. So apparently he has pups. I don't know. I didn't really watch the last few seasons of Rugrats because I assumed once All Grown Up came along, there wasn't any. All Grown Up, excuse me. But apparently this is the series, technically the series finale for both this and the Wild Thornberries. Rugrats and Wild Thornberries, which is weird. I don't know. There's also a subplot with the Thornberries where they want to go on a vacation, despite being in exotic locations all the time. They want to take a family vacation where they can, be together, which is going to be an issue when I get to the end of this, And so, yes, so Angelica and Debbie meet, which no one ever asked for, but apparently the two most annoying, bitchy characters have to meet, because Chucky and Donnie look alike, so they have to meet, so there's that. And so while Eliza, Spike, and Darwin are trying to stop the leopard from eating the babies, credit to Angelica. When she finds out the babies might be in trouble, she goes off to save them. So that kind of shows that Angelica, is taking a little more responsibility, as they would say. So that is that she actually cares about them. Tommy is her cousin. Dilly. Okay, so Phil and Lil are having an argument because Lil all of a sudden is like in vegetarian mode, as she says. And she doesn't want to eat bugs anymore, which you shouldn't eat bugs. It's gross. So she tells Phil, we're not going to do that. We're not going to be gross anymore. So he asks Dill, who's going to tell me my feet stink? So it hard cut, to Dill sending his feet going, stinky. And then the look on Phil's face is like, and it pans over to Dill licking Phil's feet, which made me laugh. That was funny. But yeah, stupid stuff like that always made me laugh. But so eventually Chucky does meet back up with the others, and the whole Dunny thing is taken away. But they come across Nigel Thornberry, which Tommy was watching on a nature program, which I guess they're both Klasky Supo properties, but they've never once indicated they were in the same universe till now. So, I don't know. Showing them watching a documentary every once in a while, even with just the logo popping up on the screen, or having a Lipschitz book in the library on the Convy sort of thing. So with Angelica trying to get the bathysphere out to save the babies, she crashes the Convy, causing it to sink, leaving Debbie stranded on top of it. Which, how deep is that pond or moat or wherever they're in that she's just able to stitch that on top? I don't know. So the babies come across the Nigel Thornberry. So you think, okay, now we're gonna find out everyone meet. No, Nigel falls down a hill and hits his head, and now thinks he's a 2-year-old. What? Yeah, we have to have him be stupid, because if he still had whatever brains he already had, he'd be able to contact his wife, and they would be saved, and everything would be hunky dory. So we got to pad this out to the 80-minute runtime, which, weirdly enough, is the longest of the 3. So the other 2 are shorter than 80 minutes. Yeah. That's my big problem, is that we have to do these things cause plot. So Stu has to be stupid and crash the dinghy because we gotta have them meet. We can't, just be like, oh, we're going on this cruise, and because the cruises, they go to tropical islands. So we go on this cruise. The cruise stops on an island where the Thornberrys have to be. Their ship takes off without them, and so they're there. And they decide to stay there for a while until the Thornberrys leave and go to a destination, and they're able to get them home. Something like that. No. Stu crashes the thing because we gotta have the Thornberrys meet on an island that is deserted, which they say it's an uninhabited island. But the Thornberrys happen to be there because they're trying to find a leopard, which they find and have to do absolutely nothing with. Because babies. Because Nigel's a 2-year-old and Marianne is trying to help the parents find the other babies. So that whole plot point is out the window. Eventually everyone comes together and Stu saves the day by being able to inflate the Convy so they could call back the kids, the bathysphere with the kids and Nigel in it. Nigel conks his head again and is able to come back to normal. Of course, just so we can end the film. And the movie ends with everyone going on a cruise so that the Thornberrys can have a vacation and the Rugrats people can have their cruise. One problem. Thornberry said they wanted a vacation where they can all be together. It's a family, right? The whole reason why Stu took the dinghy was because if they went on the Slipshits cruise, they would all be separated. So, going on the Slipshits cruise does not inherently mean they're all going to be together. They're still the same thing. By the way, I want Betty's breakfast buffet that she keep talking about, because that sounds good to me, man. Some mac and cheese for supper. Breakfast for supper sounds good. Eggs and toast, that's all I got right now. I got no bacon or anything. I got ham. I have ham. I do have ham. Do something with that. But I got no cheese. Eggs. I can do a thing where I take toast, ham, egg. Sounds good, but do I want to do it now? Or do I want to save it for breakfast tomorrow? Because if I do that now, I could do both. Because I have not both. I could do eggs for breakfast tomorrow too. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I really want eggs though. I want breakfast for supper now. Anyway, it's the middle of the road. Some of the stuff is still funny. It's still the characters that you love. One thing to note. The voice cast is a bit different, as Christine Cavanaugh retired from voice acting at this point. So, Bart Simpson, voice actress, the name always escapes me, but the one who does Bart Simpson, she does voice of Chucky. She does pretty good. If you didn't know that it was the different actress, you wouldn't be able to tell. But I do feel that because it's a different voice actress, Chucky's role is severely downgraded. Because in the first 2, he was like the second of the babies. And here, well, he has that little thing with Donnie. Before that, he gets a line in edgewise here and there. But, yeah, I think of the 3 Rugrats movies, like if I was to rank the 4 movies these are connected to, it would be this one, Wild Thornberrys, Paris, and the Rugrats movie. That's always going to be above everything. My Wild Thornberrys movie didn't impress me too much. I think I give it the middle of the road. This was the middle of the road too. It's fine for what it is, but the next one you're going to get is Channel Chase. So that's all already recorded. But after Channel Chasers, we're going to delve into the world of... not that. The world of Drake and Josh. Excuse me. So, what are your thoughts on Rugrats Go Wild? When it comes, let me like, share, subscribe. Oh, one more thing. Forgot to mention, I just remembered top of my head. When this came out, I don't know so much in the theater, but when it came out on DVD, there's something I noticed when I went to watch it. It says scratch and sniff on, off. And I'm like, what is that? So after I started watching the movie, I looked it up. And apparently they had a scratch and sniff feature when it came with the DVD. You got this little card, and it points in the movie. It'll tell you to scratch and sniff something. And so you got to scratch it, sniff it to kind of... Yeah, they did that with the fourth Spy Kids too, because they knew it was going to suck. And so they gave it like the 4D. But I think there's 3D glasses, and you also sniffed. I don't know. But yeah. So thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.